that people do not make even these most basic preparations for Ragnarok. And the reason isn't that they're afraid, it's that they're embarrassed. People don't want to drink their own urine when they're not even in college. People are afraid that walking around with mayonnaise in their hair is going to make them look crazy. But this is ridiculous. You should not be ashamed. It is not so much that we are afraid of the end, but we are embarrassed after we've made so much and destroyed so much and created so much and loved so much that we don't go on forever. And it's sort of embarrassing to admit. But don't be ashamed. Death is a very common problem. The end of the world happens to all of us once in a while. So to get you started, I brought along a starter pack. This is some mayonnaise. Now this is really just to get you going. Don't think that this is all you need. Am I getting into the balcony yet? Yeah. And now, as for urine, I'm not going to pee on you, don't worry. But I did have to get a substitute. The next best thing to urine, of course, is 5-hour energy drink. Now, this is going to hurt you. It may take out some lights. Okay, hang on. And then you put down the mic to get these dispersed properly. I don't need the lights. Come on, I'm a pro. This is a ukulele. How quickly I devolved into prop comedy. Now that we're at the end, did you get all that information though from Paul Saborin at the top? Now that we're at the end, let's go back to how it started. This is ukulele. Those of you who were here last year remember I played a song publicly for the first time by my friend Cynthia Hopkins called Resist the Tide. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot the whole thing. And maybe you're wondering now that I brought out my ukulele, that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the world won't end the way I think it'll end. Maybe the Mayans didn't predict the end of the world. Maybe the end of the Mayan calendar marks a new period in human consciousness, a time when we give up greed and materialism, and our minds expand, start growing on the outside of our heads. Or maybe when the 700 ancient unspeakable gods come, among one of them, there is one who takes pity on us. Call him Dazgoth, the pitier. And after 1,000 years of tribulation, maybe Dazgoth waves his claw and retcons reality, such that none of this ever happened. And then we'll meet here again this very night, none of us having any memory of what happened after, what we did to survive. And the only difference between that timeline and this one is that you have a tentacle for an arm. But even that won't bother you. You'll just look down and go, oh, I always had a tentacle for an arm. The brain can see what it wants to when it doesn't want to see it all. Or maybe December 22nd will be just like any other day, and you'll have a tentacle for an arm for another reason. Even if that's true, just remember, even if you die in the best possible way, loved by everyone around you, having accomplished everything you ever wanted to do, having said everything you wanted to say and apologized for everything you needed to apologize for, surrounded by friends and family, in your sleep, 1,000 years from now. Wait, when are you going to die? I'm dying 1,000 years from now. That's what Ray Kurzweil told me when he gave me those vitamins anyway. Or whether you're consumed by the 10,000 noble teeth of Shudnubbeth the Tooth Cloud when he returns to this plane on June 5th, 2012 precisely, you just have to remember, we're all devoured in the end. So, this song is by Cynthia Hopkins. You'll sing along. Do you remember the chorus?
Yes. Yes.
Does anyone want to hear it?
Yes.
It goes, resist the tide. Resist the tide. Stand in the water. Stand in the water. That's baptism. That's baptism. That's making light. That's making light. Electricity. Electricity is proof that there can be. There can be. Sound familiar? And there's this creepy minor chord. You'll figure out what that means later. Things fall apart. Everything tends to decay. So it takes a lot to combine atoms in such a way that they resist the lure of that darkness that lurks around the edges of every day. So I'm inviting you to join me in this fight, to go down to the river and come up all 3 times. And Williams was right, no one gets out alive. All that we can do is try to have a really good time. Here we go. Resist the tide, stand in the water. That's baptism. That's making light. That's making light. Electricity. Electricity is proof that there can be. A little bit of light in all of this darkness. So please don't go gently into that good night. Train against the dying of the light. You know you got a voice that you can call your own. So just clear your throat and start singing the song. Sing it like you're mortal. Resist the tide, stand in the water. it's worth it. Thank you for your kind attention.